What is going on, guys? It is the All Things Considered Disc Golf podcast, where we consider all things disc golf, virtually, of course, only for the next couple weeks. But I am your host, Jacob, joined as always by Cameron, in the van this evening. We're coming at you live on a late on a, what is today? Sunday?
Sunday.
Late on a Sunday evening. Time zones are separating us right now, so we'll get into that in a second. But Cameron, tell the people what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, Music City Open went down. Kind of some good storylines, between the
Cool
weather and the
finish, yeah.
winners and
Couple
everything.
good
So,
finishes.
um, lots to talk about there. I'm obviously in the van, which means I am shooting more 50 States videos. We'll kind of talk about that and the plans for that. And then our Flex Start tournament is coming up really, really soon. I think as of the Monday that this comes out, it will be like 20 days, so about 2.5 weeks. So if you're not signed up, get signed up. We'll talk about that at the end. First things first, uh, Music City Open. Do we want to go FPO side first?
FPO first,
Okay.
as per tradition.
Yeah, I feel like that's right. Also I forgot, I believe we normally don't do these on the Zoom calls, but we have a Price is Wrong today as well. So
That's
always
right.
fun there. FPO Music City Open. Let's just set the scene for Music City Open. Uh,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
FPO made it all the way through the 3 rounds as it normally would, but the MPO side, round two did get cut after I forget which hole, but so they finished round two on
Yeah.
Sunday and then played the
Gannon
second round.
Gannon posted a picture with Sully and Gavin Babcock, and he said 7 more holes with the boys. So I wonder if it was like after hole 11 or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But so terrible, terrible weather. I think it was rain, wind. There was tornado warning or watch or something at some point. But yeah, FPO here. Um, she's back. You know, this is this is her second back to back to back this year, like completing that. So if you don't know who I'm talking about, you could probably guess. Kristen Lott took it down in pretty
Wait,
good
what do you mean back to
fashion.
back to back?
She's won Music City Open 3 years in a row now.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and that's her second time doing this, like completing one this year.
What was the other one she's won?
Waco.
Waco?
Yeah. So, and I think she
Nice.
still has more back to back to backs that she could potentially complete this year.
Yeah, wild.
But she won in a playoff with Silva Sarnen, actually, which is honestly
Shout out
good
to
for her.
Silva.
Silva,
Uh-huh.
dude, I think she's in the same kind of spot that like Ezra and AB were in for a while, where it's like the
Yeah.
closing moments, they just can't quite close it, especially with
Yeah.
someone like a Ricky or a Kristen, behind you. You know what I
Chasing you
mean?
down. Yeah. Hmm.
And so I think it's just a matter of time before she picks one up. But Kristen's back. We kind of talked about this briefly even before we knew the results, like kind of going into this week. We were like, after Jonesboro last week, with Kristen winning by 23 strokes,
Crazy.
two
I mean,
Silva who
that's
got second
so
up.
silly.
I think she got all of Texas states out of her system. You know what I mean? And then she just
Yeah.
was like, all right, let me turn up real quick.
Yeah. Get her out of Texas and she can't be beaten.
Yeah. So, um, honestly, sometimes it's interesting talking about the FPO because it's just the usual suspects,
Yeah.
you know.
Not a lot of variance. I mean, it's the same 5 to 10 players in the 10, in the top 10 typically.
Yeah, so like it was Kristen Silva, Holland, and Evelina were the first four. The only kind of outlier, Cadence Burge. I think she's younger, maybe newer. She got fifth. She tied fifth with Missy Gannon, who is another usual
Nice.
suspect. Um, but yeah, interesting weather. I think it was it was pretty much Kristen's to well, I won't say that, but kind of Kristen's to lose after round two. I think her and Silver were tied at in first after the second round, but again, kind of the same thing. Like even when you see Ricky or someone like that at the top, uh, Kristen could be tied with anybody, and you're probably still going to favor Kristen. You know what I mean?
Gotta.
Uh, but should be interesting. What's next actually on the schedule?
They're in. I mean, you said the KC Wide Open's coming up, isn't it? Like when you're coming
That's
back.
yeah, that's the end of next week, like the 18th, I think is when that starts.
So this coming weekend, I don't know.
It actually, for some reason, I want to say it's an off week because I'm pretty sure the Eagles
But then they just kind
Crossing,
of have one
yeah, they did, but I think the Eagles Crossing is for GK or for Go
to go
Throw,
through.
yeah, is next week because they've kind of been planning their stops with the tour. So I think that makes sense that as
Hmm.
everyone's coming that way, they'll
It's kind of
stop
those off
here
weeks.
and then
Yeah.
keep moving. Um,
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, the next disc golf pro tour event is the Kansas City Wide Open, which is the 18th to the 20th.
Also, Andrew, if you watch this by chance, I will be coming back probably like the day before. If you need a caddy and you happen to see this, I don't know if I'll reach out if you don't watch this because I'm kind of want to go home at some point. But if you need a caddy, let me know. Uh,
Isn't your like girlfriend coming to our house like that weekend?
I actually don't know. I guess so. I don't know.
Sorry, Zoe.
Yeah, it's my bad. I don't know. I don't get told anything. It's between her and mom, I guess. Anyways, let's stop talking. Back to disc golf. Back to disc golf. um,
And then
uh,
okay, that's actually just something that I'm noticing
uh-huh.
that I think we should bring up here is that like Champions Cup is the next week after that.
Geez, that's a long
Well,
ways,
it's not
dude.
the next week after that. There's another off week. So like it's off week Kansas City Wide Open, off week Champions Cup. But the
Hmm,
next event after the KC Wide Open, first major of the year.
that is interesting. All the way in
Yeah,
California,
pretty wild.
I would
All the
be
way in California.
it would be sort of close to that if it was today. But I mean, it's tough to talk about FPO when you have Kristen in the field. Like it's more so a storyline when she doesn't win. If she wins, it's like, okay, great. You know what I mean? Like I struggle talking
Mm.
about
I think it's
FPO.
something that like there was a I think it's something that was something to say that there was a what do you call it?
The
A
playoff.
playoff, but also something to say here. Shout out to Music City Open. They really lean into their theme, but I think it probably is the most expensive theme. But I don't even think Kristen like plays guitar, but she's just got three like really nice Gibson electric guitars now. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
those are
Like,
pretty
is
cool
she gonna
actually.
learn, or are they just like, does she just add that to her trophy room?
I saw the interview afterwards, and she said these guitars, are awesome. I don't remember if she said she plays or not, but she enjoys them. So
Sure.
yeah,
I mean, how could you not? It's still a trophy to look at and be like, yeah, I won that.
yeah, that huge thing.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think I like the Music City Open as a tournament. I like the courses. It's always entertaining to watch. I like this event a lot. I think a lot of pros like it too. Obviously the weather, you can't predict that, but the Nashville scene is really good, like great disc golf scene from what I've
yeah,
heard. So shout out to the Nashville community, disc golf
yeah,
community. You guys put on a good
absolutely.
event.
I
Yeah.
saw our Russell Disc Golf was out there.
Oh, dude, we love Russell
I
disc
think they're
golf.
in like Knoxville or something, but yeah, no, those guys are great. NPO side now.
Yeah, MPL.
We have this was quite a thriller for a bit. I was keeping up with it
Yeah.
throughout the day. Uh,
Another disappointing finish for a certain individual,
yeah,
but
we'll talk
it's all
about
right.
that. But Niklas Antila going back to back here,
Niklas back to
getting it
back.
out. Um,
I would not have if you were going to tell me, hey, somebody's going to win back to back this year. Nicolas Antela would not have been in my first 20 guesses.
no, which is like crazy because he's honestly like after you start watching him, and granted you have to execute, but like he's so smooth.
So smooth. Hey,
Every
so like he's
everything
one of
he
those.
does.
Oh, excuse me. He's one of those players that like. I mean, because you said I think he shot a 13 under bogey free final round. It's
Yeah,
like tough to beat that, you know. Like if
yeah,
he's in the hunt and he's shooting 13 unders, no bogeys, it's like
yeah.
not a lot you can do there. But he does. He just kind of pops off for like big rounds like that.
Well, and that's what's crazy is that I'm looking at round one. Where is
Was
he?
he on lead or was he on chase?
No, he was tied 29th at two down while
I
lead
mean, going into day
while
three.
oh he was two strokes back
Oh,
in
okay.
round two. But he was six back after day one. So
Yeah.
I mean, he just chipped away, chipped away, chipped away until obviously
Yeah.
he ended up winning. Um, Paul Macbeth was also the person he was tied first place with going into the last round.
So I really don't think I think it actually is safe to say that like Paul is back. Like I get that
I
he hasn't won, but I think that you can say that Paul McBeth is back. He's freaking here and he's on the scene. Because you might say like, oh, he was there at Waco for a second because Waco's like fits his strengths or whatever. It's like shorter course, kind of birdie or die more or less for like the pro side. Um, but he's been there now at like three events in a row. Like he was there at Austin, he was there at Waco, obviously. He was there at Music City. Like I think
yeah.
he's gonna get a win this year.
So I do too, but also like you could kind of just playing devil's advocate, be like, is he actually back because he's not closing these things down? Like he had a chance to win Waco. I don't remember what the scores were for Texas State's. He was tied first here going into it, you know. So like
Texas State's isn't a pro tour event, I don't think.
it is.
The Open at Austin was the only pro tour event besides Waco in
Oh,
Texas.
that's what I meant to say was the Open in
Oh,
Austin.
okay. Yeah.
Um, but like he's there, sure, but down the stretch, you know, he's not as
Well, I
much.
mean, compared to finishing outside the top 20 at all the events last year, I'd say this is quite an
Sure.
improvement.
Yeah, absolutely. Um,
I mean, because it's just one of those where like it's not like Paul McBeth hasn't done that. So yeah, it's like he hasn't yet this year, but it's not like he gets bothered like in winning time.
yeah, sure.
So
Um, oh, jeez, it's tough though, and I almost feel responsible for it. So for obviously the people who don't know this, I called Jacob this morning and was like, "Guess who's up top?" You know, after a few holes into the last
well,
round.
he was like he and Niklas were both perfect through six, I think, 6 for 6 to start the day.
Uh, Niklas ended up he birdied seven in a row. Uh, yeah, Paul birdied six in a row. He had a really slow middle stretch there. Uh, but man, yeah, I do feel responsible. I was like, our boy from Huntington Beach is top of the
Oh
leaderboard
yeah, I
right
was
now. We'll see if it
he
holds.
called me. I was weed eating my yard. That's what he was calling to tell me. I was like, all right, man.
Yeah, I hate. I don't hate it actually. I feel like it's probably common knowledge. I'm kind of a Paul Macbeth fanboy a little bit, but
A little bit.
I feel like everybody that got in during COVID, Paul Macbeth was running everything,
Yeah.
so that was just, oh, that's the guy, you
He
know,
was the reigning world champion.
right. And so it's easy to do that. But also we got to give credit to
Oh.
I want to give a shout out to Austin Turner, by the way.
Yeah, come on, dude.
He ended up tying second place with Gannon. Uh I feel like wouldn't even mention it if he was right-handed and he was up here. You know what I mean? But the fact that he's a lefty, uh, kind of says like a lot to how good he is. Because I feel like most people would argue that courses are like very right hand dominant. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But so the fact that he's out here and he played crazy, crazy good. Averaged 1051 for the event. Uh,
That's very good.
that's insane. Uh, I Can I add him to my list of people that I think are going to win or get their first win?
Oh wow. Sure. I think you're way out of left field there, but
Oh, I
you
don't.
can add him to your list if you want.
I think this was his best finish this year, but he's been around. He's a top 10 guy. I think there's just probably the same way. As like Silva, like he doesn't know how to win yet. So you know anything coming down the stretch is a little bit foreign, especially when you have guys like Gannon Burr and Paul Macbeth on the card that are known dominant winners. You're like, dang,
Hmm. Yeah. So you think he's a top 10 guy?
I think so. I've
I,
definitely seen his name on the leaderboards.
I don't want to be like I don't want to be like a hater on my boy, but he got ninth at Supreme Flight, I guess.
I mean, what's he getting though?
Money wise, or
No. Placement wise.
so in the three Pro Tour events thus far this year, at the Supreme Flight Open, before this, that was his best finish at ninth. He got 30th at Waco and 25th, 24th at the Open in Austin.
Maybe he was around.
Dude, I'm pulling up last year again. I don't really want to be a hater on my boy, you know what I'm
Well,
saying? But
last year's last year, man. We're moving on.
I'm just saying. I mean, even last year, I don't see a finish inside the top 20.
Well, he had the off season to work, and now he's
That's
better.
I'm just no. Here we go. At the Portland Open, he got 18th.
That's right.
At the Des Moines Challenge, he got seventh.
Did he?
Now, he did also get 56th at the Preserve,
Uh,
34th at Beaver State,
this is not
50,
relevant to
50th
anything.
at Music City last year.
Oof. Step up
But
there.
yeah, I mean, he's your boy. So,
He is.
but
And
that's no hate on Austin Turner. These are just the facts. You know what I
no,
mean?
it was also good. Andrew Marweed was up there at fifth. Uh, Matty O. This is a quiet season so far for Matty O. I feel like
Yeah,
at
he's had a
eight.
little bit of just a fortunate situation, I think, because the West Side was all like funky at the end of last year with the House of Disc shenanigans. And
Yeah. I'm trying to look for notable people that didn't make or that didn't
wait,
cash.
so Matthew Oram didn't cash?
No, Matty O got eighth.
Oh, okay.
I'm now scrolling down to people. James Conrad.
What happened to that dude?
Is
After
this
he
your is
won
this your
Worlds, he
world
just
champ? Is this
dropped.
your world champ really?
Yeah, what the heck, man?
Uh, Honestly, shout out to everyone that typically is up at the top. Good for you guys. I don't see a lot of big names down here.
Yeah, I mean, my boy Matty O on the Pro Tour this year, he's pounding A tiers though. So in between the Pro Tours, he's winning $1,500 at A tiers. So keep that in mind.
Yeah,
But yeah, at the Pro Tour this year, he's gone 34th, 59th, 20th.
yeah. I want to say I maybe heard something. I'm dealing with some injuries potentially.
Oh, okay. But yeah, then he also played in the 2025 Hooters Pot of Gold presented by Infinite Disc, won $1,200. So, it's like, hey,
Take that
yeah,
for the bank.
sure.
Um, yeah. I think other than the weather playing a massive factor, I think stuff like that makes a good tournament though, because you really get to
Yeah.
see players like go through some adversity. You know what I
hmm
mean?
Oh, I mean, and here's the
That they
deal.
can't control.
I think with the adversity in mind as well, I think you got to give a all too early player of the year to Niklas Antila now. I
I
mean, he's
mean,
player of the year right now.
I mean, he has won the most events so far. That is
So
accurate.
riddle me
Okay.
this. Say you have a unique winner at Kansas City, Paul Macbeth wins Kansas City wide open. Let's pretend. And then you go to Champions Cup and let's give it to like Anthony Barella. So Anthony Barella wins Champions Cup. I don't think he's won anything else, has he? So you have Anthony Barella with Champions Cup. Is Nicolas Antel still the player of the year after Champions Cup?
Yeah. Yeah. I would say if the
That's
season
interesting.
ended right there, I would give it to Niklas.
That's super interesting, especially coming from you.
Really.
Yeah. Not
I
because of like the Anthony Barella Nicolas Antel situation, but you act like majors make somebody poop $100 bills.
Oh, because you're referring to like the Isaac comments from earlier in the year.
That is influencing my comment, yes.
Yeah. That is funny because in my head, it's worlds. People put so much emphasis on worlds that I don't
So it's not
necessarily
just
like.
majors.
No,
Like Champions Cup doesn't matter.
maybe
Meaning
to the
one
person
of
that
the
wins
only
it,
majors that
sure,
Isaac has won.
but he has two worlds. He has
Uh,
more worlds than 90% of professionals. And this is like I feel like his like
include
fourth or fifth legit year on tour.
I don't know. He's the older brother, right?
Yeah.
Ugh, I love Isaac. Like he seems like a really awesome dude, but his picture on the PDGA website is funny.
One of these.
He's just, yeah, soft smiling. Also, I like that he's just casually sitting at 1045 rated. Like that's just I remember a couple years ago when like people in the 1050 club was like kind of exclusive.
Yeah. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at his past years on tour because technically
Oh.
he's had a PDGA.
Yeah,
He
they've
has
been
been
doing it
playing
for a while.
professionally. He's been playing professionally since, well, I mean, I just clicked on 2019 for funsies and he played Ledgestone. Um, 2017. This doesn't look like he played Worlds
Hmm.
in 2017 and Ledgestone, but that was when Ledgestone was an A tier. That's actually so interesting. So it looks like 2019 was maybe his first year where he was playing on tour. No, I mean, he played one tour event that year and then COVID was scuffed. So yeah, probably 2021. Yeah,
But
played USDGC. Anyway,
um Casey White Open, always fun. I'm glad it's back there.
yeah,
I
good
think,
course. We've played there.
yeah,
Got absolutely
absolutely.
bodied there, but it was fun.
I even played the KC Wide Open last
The
year.
amateur, yeah,
Yeah. Um that was fun.
yeah,
Actually, it's funny. I think I played my best at Waterworks, my best round.
yeah. I think the Bad Rock course is more fun, but we also
Yeah.
played a weird layout. We didn't play like the gold layout that they'll play for the event, but it was still
No.
fun.
Yeah,
Ace
so
there.
yeah, you
That's where the
did.
Paul that was where the Rock 3 like was birthed.
Cemented itself, yeah.
Yeah. Power will
Um
never leave the bag till I lose it.
yeah, absolutely. I have discs like that. Let's move on here. 50 states.
Yeah,
Uh
well, tell the people where you're at right now.
I'm currently in
And maybe like
between
what you did today.
I'm currently in between Los Angeles, California and Santa Cruz. Because tomorrow morning, bright and early, I'm playing De La Viega. And I'm actually super excited because I think that's this next stretch, De La, uh, I play Milo MacIver in Oregon, and then I play Kayak Point in Washington. I think those are all three contenders for potentially bumping Persimmon Ridge out of the number one spot. So we have a lot of heavy hitters coming up.
Yeah, I
As
also am not gonna lie to you. I don't understand how De La is not on the Pro Tour. I remember them talking about De La and like why it wasn't on the Pro Tour anymore. Was it
I
mostly because of like the elevation and like the everybody was losing disc because they would like fall down the hill? And it's like the
uh
like pace of play was so slow.
maybe
Because
something
if
like
somebody
that.
they'd have a disc go down the mountainside, it's like okay, I'm
Yeah.
not going to spend 30 minutes going to get that.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but today though, I played Oak Grove, the OG. It's the first permanent course in the United States. Been around, I guess, since like the 70s, maybe. I played it twice today. Uh, Pretty fun little track. I mean, it's a park. They've just apparently changed the layout, so now there's a few like couple 400 footers, but for the most part, it was around like 230 to 300, 330. But super fun course, packed. There was people everywhere, which is honestly really cool. You just like I feel like you see that on some courses, maybe on specific days. Uh, you might see a bunch of people out at a certain course in the area, but this is like it was crazy. I think between and it's a public park as well. So between disc golf, the giant field, they have a baseball field, they have walking, there's horses. There was probably give or take in between 200 and 250 people on the course when I just played it
That's crazy.
on the premises, which is like
Yeah,
just ridiculous. But it was so cool because I was talking about it, and this will be in a video. I recorded my second round there. Uh, but it's like it was kind of cool to play because like disc golf has like become my career in a sense. You know what I mean?
hmm,
So, if this course never gets put in, does disc golf even really ever take off? You know what I mean? And like, are we even having this conversation right now?
sure.
So I feel
Butterfly
it,
effect, man.
it is just a big butterfly effect. So it was really cool. I was like trying to like, I don't know, take it all in or something, you know,
Sure,
but
sure.
it was cool. I'm
Little
glad I
carpe
recorded
diem,
it.
seizing the day.
Absolutely. Um, I will say though, De La Viega is course number 13, I believe. It was supposed to be 14. This is a quick update for people. I skipped Arizona, not because I wanted to, but the night that I was driving in to play, you had to call the owner. So I called and she was like, "Hey, um, you can totally play, obviously, but I will let you know we got 2 inches of snow." And I was like, "Okay." Honestly, didn't expect that, and so I was like, "But is it like course playable?" She's like, "Yeah, I think it's pretty much melted." But she's like, "We're supposed to get 5 to 8 inches of snow tomorrow, like the day I'm gonna play it." So I'm like, "Oh, well, that's not good." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it's not going to play.
I slept just around the area to upload the Oklahoma video actually, and then pretty much by the time I got done with doing that around 12-ish Eastern time, uh, and actually I think that was still Central or Mountain time.
Probably been in mountain time.
I was 1 hour behind you, or
Yeah.
yeah. Um, but it just like came out of nowhere like a wall of snow. So I was like, all right, let me get the heck out of here. So I drove in like it wasn't sticking, I don't think. I was, moving past it, but it was like just a wall uh of snow for like 2 hours probably, and then it finally turned into rain, and then I finally got into California, and it was like, okay, snap of the finger, it's 75 degrees. I was like, all right, I can handle this. But
Hmm.
so I have to go back and make up Arizona at some point, but the route should stay the same now, I believe.
All
But
things, yeah, go according to plan.
yeah, so Dayla in the morning, Nevada after that, and then I'll work in Washington and start working my way back down. But kind of crazy, honestly. I spent the last couple of days in Los Angeles, and minus the gas prices, I'm not gonna lie to you, Jacob, that place is pretty awesome.
You liked it?
I thought it was cool, but like I guess just probably because it's different. I'm sure if you live there, it's like whatever. But I like there were so many like things that I didn't even know I knew was in Hollywood, I guess, or not Hollywood, but Los Angeles. Um, but yeah, I drove past like SoFi Stadium,
Yeah,
massive.
sure. Yeah.
Like you think like stadiums are big, and then you see that, and you're like, holy cow, unreal.
Well, you went to an Angels game.
I did go to an Angels game. That was great. Shout out Mike Trout, home run. That's my guy. Um, yeah, it's great. Anyways, last thing here, because we're getting pressed for time. Our tournament, Ozark Mountain Discs first, or Ozark Mountain Disc Flex Tour number 1, presented by Discraft, going
Shout
down
out
to
to
Lake
Discraft.
Springfield. Seen several people sign up in the last day or two. I encourage you if you're watching this and you're not signed up, definitely sign up. We have the time slots there, so you can even choose what time you want to come, and you don't like we can make sure that you're not waiting on anyone and no groups waiting on you. Flow a little smoother. Only $25 to enter, and you get a free, at least for AMs, you get a free players pack disc, custom Discraft disc. We have like maybe 6 or 7 different molds to choose from with a custom stamp. Super cool. Um, are you playing to that, Jacob?
I think I am.
Let's go.
Might even just go ahead and go crazy and renew my PDGA membership so I can get a rating from it.
Yeah. You playing open or what are you playing?
There's only one guy in open right now. It's Michael Everett.
Yeah.
I can probably play on a card with Michael Everett. That'd be fun.
I know there's a lot of guys. We have like a Ozark Mountain Disc group chat. I know there's a lot of guys that are like, I got guys playing. I'm just like confirming time slots. So I think, we'll start to fill up. There actually is no limit to
Flex starts.
yeah, to like the capacity. So join is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. I'll be out there all day. I'm your TD for the day. So if we have any rules,
In
questions,
question.
out of bounds calls you need me to confirm or deny for you, I will gladly do that.
Are you
Um,
gonna have to like mark any OBs or do anything like that?
no,
Just gonna play the T sign OBs, like whatever the T signs say.
yeah, yeah, because like that's I guess the easiest. It's just having like road and stuff, OB, but also like the Springfield Parks Board like doesn't want you to go like put stuff out there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but signs will be in play. The only question, and I forget, I think they said they don't do it, but that like the mandatory on hole three,
Three.
I feel like would make it fun, but I actually don't think if you can't put something up, we can't make it
Yeah,
available. So.
if it's PDGA sanctioned and you don't have a sign up, you can't enforce it.
So for those that like to go over the road on hole three, I think you're in the clear.
Yeah.
But
In light of Lake Springfield, I wanted to mention we're gonna do obviously the break even series for April there, but I've got some new discs in the bag, so hopefully that will particularly for hole three, I've got a new disc for a new shot type that I will be trying on that hole in particular. So
I lost my blue destroyer at Oak Grove today.
how did you lose it at Oak Grove?
There's like tall tufts of grass, not like a bush, but just tall grass
Yeah.
kind of surrounding trees. I think it just dug in there. It was on hole one, which hurt. But it's gone. I have replacements, but it's always tough to see one go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I haven't lost a disc in a
Oh,
long time. Granted, I also don't play nearly as much as you.
dude, I lost the sword. I was
The
just
pink
starting
one?
to, yeah, I was just starting to figure that
Did you
disc
lose it in
out.
Oklahoma? I saw you throw that one in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Drew finished playing the round and then like I filmed the outro and everything and was like, there's like something missing in my bag. Like discs, were off. I was like, no, I went back and that water was like so murky. I was like, I got in the water to like
Oh, no
feel,
way.
yeah, I was like, I can't leave this because that hole was 480 feet
Yeah.
and I came up maybe 30 short of that hill,
Hmm.
which is a bomb for me for a 450 shot. I threw it so hard though. But yeah, I was just starting to figure that disc out. And I don't have anything like in my bag or the back of the van. Like the closest thing I have is like a road runner that will or a sidewinder that will consistently get that like flip up turn over, but it's only a 9 speed, so I'm not getting as much out of it.
Yeah. Well, I got some more if you need to try them.
I do, dude. Those things smack.
The sword might be the most underrated disc I've ever thrown.
I'm starting to agree with you. Once it's a
Yeah.
little touchy, but
Yeah.
like basically tailwinds, I'm throwing that thing as hard as I can, and it goes
Yeah. And it like
so
won't flip
far.
over, like it won't flip over, but it'll turn and get some flight back. Yeah.
No,
That's
dude,
nice.
there was
Hyzer
one.
flip, turn.
Yeah, there was one. It was like chef's kiss. It was I threw a bad tee shot on like I think it was like hole 13 at the Oklahoma course, and I threw the sword as the second, and it was just like high flip up. It was like the only disc I've ever seen get late flip that I've thrown before, maybe besides like the detour, but flip like flat late flip. It landed deep, still made the birdie, but it was cool. Um, I say let's wrap this up with some prices wrong and get the heck out of here, huh?
All right, let's do it. All right, so this one is a disc golf trooper bag with 11 discs. That's what you're looking
I'm
at
going
here.
$100 without even seeing anything.
You're going $100
A
without
hundred
seeing
hundred
anything?
dollars without seeing anything.
Do you want me to like read the description?
No.
Do you want to see the
Well,
pictures?
no. I think it's $100.
It's not $100. Do you want to see, do you want to see the picture?
Yeah, show me a picture real quick.
This is the trooper bag. You see it?
150 for the design for sure.
Here's the discs
Okay. Oh boy. I see a bunch of DX plastic out there.
and a Majesty from Discmania.
It's honestly pretty
No, it
solid.
was actually less. It was $75
Hey,
for all that. Pretty good deal, I'll say. 11 discs and a bag for $75 is a
yeah.
pretty good deal.
Yeah.
But
No, I don't hate that at all.
yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Appreciate Cameron joining us on his travels and getting this one out to you guys late, but it'll be posted tomorrow. Yeah, on a Monday.
Yeah, same time as normal. We're recording it late. It'll be posted
Perfect.
normal.
Sure. Excited. for Cameron to get to be out on the road. These videos I know they're fun for him. They're fun for me to get to watch. I wish I was out there with him, but I know
Dude.
that I know they're a lot of fun. So we are like, you guys kind of exceeded our expectations. We were trying to get to 1750 before the end of March, and we got there with what, like 3 days to spare, 3 days to spare. And so we're now like well into 1800 and getting, making the push to 2000. And so
Ooh,
super
ooh, ooh,
stoked that you
ooh.
guys have been jumping on the train with us for this journey. Like Cameron said, he's getting to travel the country because you guys watch the videos of him doing that. So please let us know if there's anything we can do to improve the quality of what you see. Super thankful that you're along on the journey with us, and we will see you guys next week.